Today I want to talk to you about income. Income can be one of the more complicated things I deal with when it comes to pre-qualifying a buyer. And that's because even if somebody's a W-2 employee, there can be often a lot of variables involved in their income. I want to share with you some of the more commonly asked questions I receive and let you know some of the answers. The first question I wanted to talk to you about is whether or not overtime, bonuses, and commission can be counted towards income. And the answer is absolutely. As long as we have a 2-year history of a buyer receiving bonuses, overtime, or commission, and we can verify that through the employer, then we can absolutely count that as income. Another really common question I get is if a buyer has a second job or a part-time job, is it possible to count that income? And the answer, much like the first, is yes, absolutely. As long as we can verify a 2-year history of a second or part-time job, then we can absolutely count that income. The next common question I get is what sort of documentation do we need to verify a retiree's income? And the answer to that is basically there's a pension awards letter that's issued when somebody first retires and receives a pension, or a Social Security awards letter. Basically all we need to do is verify what the income amount is and that it's going to continue over the course of the next 3 years. Finally, one of the more frequent questions I asked is rental income. How do we calculate it? And the basic answer is that I collect the last 2 years' tax returns. I look to the Schedule E. I take the income created from rent and I subtract out any expenses. After that, I'm left with net income, and we can use that net rental income to calculate for income for pre-qualification purposes. If you have any questions on how your income will affect your pre-qualification, or you want to get pre-qualified, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm Hengy, and I want to be your go-to loan officer.